In component 2, Learning Aim A, you are going to write a business plan for your idea. So in this short video, I'm going to be showing you or talking about what you need to include in the business plan. So first of all, you've already got your idea. You've done your 3 little small ideas, and now you have your idea you've decided to do. You need to do a detailed plan based on research. If it's not based on research, I'm afraid it won't be very good. So you need to make sure we've got enough research. And the thinking behind this is if you want to go ahead with your micro enterprise, you will have thought of everything and it will be a success. All businesses write business plans and they use them to go to the bank to ask for money, to show to people, to get them inspired by the business. So before we start, this is a professional document and you need to present it in a professional way. Content is really, really important, but it needs to look great. So think about that. These are the assessment criteria which are available for Learning Aim A. Now, you'll have already, if we look at the bottom here, level 1 P1, you've already done your 3 potential ideas, you've used market research. So if we're going to prepare an outline plan for the final micro enterprise activity, that means a really basic plan will get you a level 1 pass. If we have a look at a level 1 merit, we're still preparing an outline plan, but we're giving ideas and some reasons for our ideas, our choices. Now, here we have a level 2 pass. The plan needs to be realistic. It needs to be able to work, fully explaining what you've done and why you have done it. So this is quite a big deal just to get a level 2 pass. If we wish this to be a level 2 merit, detailed, realistic and well structured. And if you follow the assignment brief and you listen to the video, well structured should be quite straightforward. Realistic again, it must work, and detail. We need a lot of detail to persuade people your idea is good. And we need detail on your reasoning behind that. And finally, if you're going to get a distinction, comprehensive, it has to cover everything. It has to be realistic and it has to be done on research. So you can see here that research is an underlying theme throughout. The first section of your business plan are your aims. Now, as I said, we need to make it look good. And just in this presentation, I have done my subheadings in red and I've done my subheadings in capitals. Just do a nice subheading so it really makes it stand out. So the first thing we need to think about is our financial aims. In this micro enterprise, what do you want to happen financially? Do you want it to break even? Do you want to make profit? If you want to make profit, how much do you need to make? Now, you also need to explain why you've picked these aims. Why are they important to you? And are they reasonable? So if you're running a stall selling sweets like the little picture next door, you're not going to make a couple of £1,000 in a lunchtime, are you? Be reasonable. What are your financial aims? You also are going to have some non-financial aims. These are, do you want your business to be low risk or high risk? Do you want it to be a low cost to start up? Are you using this micro enterprise to test out ideas? Are you using this micro enterprise to enjoy yourself? Tell me why you've picked them. Why are these things important to you? So we have an overriding subheading of aims and 2 further subheadings below. So we're looking for lots of small sections broken up rather than big wadges of writing. So your second section now is what you are selling. This is a really important section and you need to make it absolutely clear to somebody who's never met you what you are selling. So start off by saying, what are the features of the things that you are selling? If I was selling secondhand books like the picture, what genres am I selling? What conditions am I selling? If I was doing cookies, what flavors, what sizes, how many am I selling in a packet? All of those sort of things. I need them described in a huge amount of detail. What benefits are your customers going to get from this? Are they going to be able to experience a brand new taste in cookies? Are they going to be able to eat cookies because they're vegan? Are they going to be able to eat cookies that aren't currently available? Are they going to get the benefit from having a book but at a cheaper price because it's secondhand? And what is your unique selling point? Why does your business stand out from all the others? If your business does not stand out, well, why would anyone bother coming to see you? Think about that. Secondly, its cost. How much will it cost to make an item, to buy in a second-hand book, to make a cookie, to make a cake, to make some jewellery, and then how much you will sell it for. What is the current competition? Obviously, you've got to refer to the competition in here and why you will beat them. So I would say this is a fairly significant section of your business plan, and this must all be based on research. If you're telling me how much you're going to sell it for, but don't tell me why you believe that's the correct price, you're not really telling me you're not really giving me a detailed plan, and you're not fully explaining yourself, and you'll be needing to do that to get the level 2 passes, merits and distinctions. You must remember to save all your research. We're going to come on to that at the end, what exactly you're going to do it to show that you've done it as well as how you've used it. I would say this is a fairly big section in your business plan and needs a lot of detail. So now we're moving on to our target market, the group of people who we want to buy the products. So first of all, we're going to describe your target market and how have you segmented. Please, the better you describe your target market, like where they live, what are they like, what are their hobbies, what is their family, the easier it will be for you to make sure you can focus your business on them. Tell me how you segmented it. Think back to your exam. Was it geographical? Is it psychographic? Is it behavioural? Please tell me how you are going to segment your market. You need then to explain how and why the product or service will appeal to this target market. Why does your business idea appeal to this group of people in particular? Why is your unique selling point important to them? And you've got to think about how your product or service will reach customers. How are they going to actually access your business? Is it going to be online? Are they going to have to phone you up? How are they, if it's a car washing service, how are they going to contact you and book you? All of these things are important to consider. And if your business is not going to be a one-off, if it's a one-off, how are you going to get them there in the first place? And if it's not a one-off, how are you going to sustain sales? So if I was doing a car washing business, once I've got them once, how am I going to get my target market to come back over and over again? You will have talked to your target market in order to be able to ascertain all of this. Remember, that is market research. In our exam, we looked at promotion. Do you remember the promotional mix? You got your digital marketing, you got your advertising, you got your ambient, etc., etc. So in this section, you are going to say what methods of promotion are you going to use? Why would they be appropriate for your target market? Previous section. Which ones aren't you going to use? Tell me what you don't use, because that really gives me reasons why you are going to use it. Got to think about cost. How much money have you got? Is there a method that would be fabulous, but it's not cost effective because you haven't got enough money? Talk me through the cost effectiveness. And very importantly, put in some examples of the promotional materials that you plan to use. So if you're going to do an email, write the email, put it in. If you're going to do a poster, design the poster, put it in. And also tell me why that is particularly going to work. Don't just shove it in. Tell me why it's going to work. All businesses need lots of resources to be able to run, and obviously it's different for each business, but you need to think about this carefully before we start. So in our section of resources, you need to plan what you need. What physical things do you need to run your business? What stock do you need? Do you need display items? Do you need ways to collect money? All of those different things. What physical resources will you need? You need to think of all of them. Remember, if you are looking for distinctions, we said comprehensive. Or if you're merit, we are going for very detailed. So if you miss off resources, that isn't comprehensive or detailed. Financial, how much money do you think you need to start your business? I don't know. Think about buying stock. How much do you need to buy? Think about other items. And just imagine if people play and you can't give them change, if they're paying in cash, that's going to be difficult. So how you need to get afloat. What if your business is online? How would you get people to pay for that? You'd need to set up a PayPal or something like that. So lots of financial needs and human resources. Some businesses, micro businesses, you can run entirely by yourself, and you need to explain how you would manage that in this section. Other businesses might need help, and you would need to describe who you will need to help you and why you will need to help you. And very importantly, how are each of these resources to be obtained? You might already have some of them funded. Are you going to fund it yourself? Are you going to ask someone else for the money? Are you going to ask your school to fund your money? All of these are options, but you need to be very clear about which one you're taking. Now, again, we're looking at the time scale. When are we going to get certain things done by? We have to plan this really, really well. So I need a detailed plan of what needs to happen and when and in what order. This includes marketing, selling and trading, any other operations. When do you need to market to be able to sell? When do you need to get in orders? What's going to happen? When are you going to produce any documents that you need? Put in dates and times on it so it's really clear what you need to do and when, and then things are less likely to go wrong. This, however, brings me on to the section on risks. Even if you are brilliantly at planning, there is going to be some risk associated with your business. So I want a risk assessment and a contingency plan. A contingency plan just means plan B. What happened if you're planning on selling outside and it rains? What would you do? If you've pre-thought that, you'll have a fabulous business. If you go, oh, it's raining, I don't know what to do, you won't have a fabulous business. So think carefully about what risks are involved and how you're going to overcome these risks should they actually arise. Hooray, this is the last bit, and this is the appendices, and there's a lovely picture of an appendix next to it. So appendices are the bit at the end of a report that are really interesting, but we need to have a look at leisure. So in our first appendix, we are going to put all your financial data. So what financial forecasts have you got? So I need a list of all your startup costs, a list of all your running costs, your break-even forecast, and your profit forecast. So all of those will go in your appendix so I can look through and check them. And your second appendix, Appendix 2, very important. This is where you've kept a record of all your research and put the details in it here. So if you put a questionnaire into your assignment, put a copy of the questionnaire in here, put a summary of your results. If you have done some research on where you're going to get your things from, put screenshots of the websites that you are going to use to get your stuff from. Now, if you've done all that, you've done marvellously well, and hopefully you'll get a great grade.